Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls. Welcome to Alchemy Soul, a space for honest conversations about transformation, spiritual awakening, and the messy process of becoming who you really are. I am your host, Marquita, and I'm super grateful to have you all here with me today. I would like to know who is here with me. Where's my community? Where's my tribe? Where are y'all tuning in from? If you can go ahead and just leave a comment, I would greatly appreciate it. Just want to see who I'm reaching and who I'm connecting with. Um, so listen, family, listen. Last Wednesday, I decided to give my car back. Or actually, I sold it to CarMax. I didn't give it back directly to the dealership. But in February, when I came back to Atlanta, I decided that I wanted to buy a car. And this was during a Mercury retrograde, which I didn't know at the time when I bought the car that it was during Mercury retrograde. But when I came back to Atlanta, I had like this sense of like urgency of like, I need to hurry up and build this life for myself that I had envisioned. And I was in a rush. So I literally came in on a Saturday, and on a Sunday, I went and bought the car. Fast forward, I still didn't get the registration for the car. Even when I went to sell the car, I didn't have the official registration. Like, it still wasn't even in the system. And so I took that as a sign. I'm like, I don't supposed to have this car. This is not where I'm supposed to be. This feels like having a car note felt too permanent for the phase of life that I'm in. And so I decided to take it back. And let me tell you, that was the best decision of my life, because essentially it freed up so much financial obligation that I really don't even want. And so I'm proud of myself for that. But just to back up, just a little bit, because I'm gonna tell you all this, but it all ties in with, the message that I want to give out today. And I am in Atlanta right now, right? Like, I'm presently in Atlanta. It is May 2026. And I left Atlanta in November. No, October, September. It must have been September of 2024. And I've not lived here in between that time. So I lived in California, and then I lived in North Carolina, and then I lived in California again. And I came here from California. And the only reason why I came back here is because in my mind, I was like, am I making my life a lot harder than it needs to be with co-parenting? And what I felt was that I need to try and build a life in the same space where my daughter is mostly with her dad, right? And I don't know what I was thinking, because that is not that is not who I am. That is not like my mindset and my energy. Like, I don't have the energy in me that ever says that I want to root or sit down and stay somewhere for any kind of reason. Like, I'm not a person that sits down. Like, I'm definitely nomadic at the spirit, at the core of me. Like, I am nomadic. I like to move around. I like to explore. I like to travel. Like, I just don't like staying in one place. Like, and I'm finally accepting that's completely normal and it's okay. Like, I'm not running away from something. I'm literally just living in the lane of abundance that works for me. And so I came back here after living here, after not living here for about 18 months. And I came here with this very like urgent energy. And like I said, I came in on that Saturday, and that Sunday I got the car and we were in a Mercury retrograde. But I didn't know at the time when I purchased the car that we were in a Mercury retrograde. And so, yeah, I'm just like, this, it just doesn't feel right. And so I'm so proud of myself for just letting it go, because as soon as I decided that I'm selling this car and I'm letting it go, the next day I decided, baby, I'm leaving this country, and I'm leaving it in a month spans time. Like 1 month from now, I'm going to be out of the country. And I just want to talk today about, like, how can you just show up for yourself and go after your dreams without everything feeling logical. I feel that most times when things are logical, when you are operating from a space of logic, of having to have the perfect, quote unquote, perfect plan, and having to have all your ducks in a row before you can go after your big dreams or before you can make a big move, I think that is just not how things work. I think that we should always be in a space of moving when things feel scary, when things are unclear. Now, granted, things are not completely unclear, right? Like, I know where I'm going, I know where I'm going to stay, I know what city I'm going to. I've done research, I've done, some work, and I've talked to some people in the community, and I've done the work to say, like, hey, I can do this. I don't need, I don't need the perfect plan in order to make this work. And it took me a long time to get to this space. For, those who don't know, which I'm pretty sure most of you do not know, in 2023, I actually sold all my things, and I took my 18-month daughter at the time, and we moved to Thailand. When I got to Thailand, like, I sold everything. I sold my car. I just sold like all my possessions. And I was like, I'm doing this, because before I had her, I was nomadic. I was nomadic, and like me and her father were nomadic when we created her. And so after I had her, I was like, I'm not going to stop my dream or stop living in my dream or living in my purpose or my soul's calling just because I have a child. And so I set out, I head out, I saved, I, saved my money. I went without a lot of things, and just in order to launch me into moving out of the country and living nomadically. And so when I got to Thailand, um, very soon after I got to Thailand, I realized that I was still in postpartum depression. And I was so scared being so far away, without support systems, without community, without knowing anyone, in a complete foreign place where I don't know the language. I don't really know the food, and at the time my daughter was young, so she still or had very strict dietary restrictions at that time. Um, so it was very mentally taxing on top of already being in a depressive state. And I didn't know, right? Like, I didn't know during the time that I was planning, this launch, that my emotional and mental well-being wasn't where it needed to be. And so we stayed there for 60 days. I really tried to figure some things out and make it work, but I was overwhelmed so much to the point where I'm like, I have to get back. And so I came back to the States, and my daughter went back with her dad, and I left, and I went to Colombia. I went to Medellin, Colombia. and I stayed there for 60 days. And I did some scouting. I kind of got a feel for the culture, the community, and it was a cool experience. But what was happening during the time that I was, in these places was that my savings were dwindling away, and I had not created a strong enough financial plan or financial stability in order to keep me living this life that I wanted to live. That experience, left me like traumatized. That experience left me traumatized. And why it left me traumatized is because when I came back to the States, I didn't have anything. I didn't have a home. I didn't have things. I didn't have, like, I was sleeping on people's couches. One night I even slept in a car. For a long period of time, I didn't even have a car at all, and not having a car in Georgia or in the Atlanta area it's not, it's not good, right? So yeah, I was traumatized from that experience. And what I think and what I realize, of course I don't know, but I just feel like if I would have stuck it out, if I would have stuck through it, then I believe that something would have happened to help support me. And the reason why I say that is because the more I have gotten to learn myself and know myself, I have learned that this spirit of being nomadic is not just an escape thing. Like, I'm not leaving America just because the cost of living is outrageous. I'm not leaving just because, of the administrative or administration that's in office right now. I'm not leaving because of all of these laws and all of these changes. Like, that's not my reason for leaving. My reason for leaving is because my soul is calling me to be in foreign land. I'm leaving because my soul is calling me to learn something from a different culture and or to teach someone, my culture and my ways of living. It took me 3 years to understand myself and to know and be secure in the fact that this is my life calling and my life mission. My life calling is to travel. My mission and my purpose is to learn and to teach. And that includes from other cultures, from foreign people. And so I am leaving. I'm leaving again, and the plan is not perfect. The plan is not perfect, y'all. Like, I am going on a hope and a wish, but it's different this time because I have things in place that can financially take off. And what I realized also when I first went nomadic before I had my daughter, me and her dad were like down to like our last dollars, like one night. And we connected with somebody who allowed us to stay in their penthouse apartment for like nothing. And we stayed in that penthouse apartment for like 5 days, rent free. And it was nothing but a blessing because, of course, during that time, finances, came in and things cleared up. And the thing about every single time that we hit a roadblock in that first stint when me and him decided to go nomadic, every single time it seemed like we hit a roadblock, it was moved out of the way. Something worked out. Money came, a client booked, you know, rebates, like tax rebates and refunds came back, and it was really like it was a magical experience. And I believe, I learned a lot about myself. I know that I have the strength and the willingness. I have the mental capacity. I have the emotional capacity. I've done a lot of work on myself since then. And this podcast, me talking and speaking about this stuff out loud, is a part of it. Because what I'm learning right now to do, and I mean, I've talked about it on previous episodes, is I'm learning how to build momentum. I'm learning how to build consistency. I'm learning that even if nobody is listening right now, I'm learning that my voice is carrying the energy that needs to be put out in order to stay in my lane of abundance. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous too, because I feel like that comes with the whole experience of, following your dreams, quote unquote. But I know for sure that this is it's my time. I know for sure that it's my time, and it will be a nomadic experience. I don't plan to leave the country right now. I don't plan to leave the country and just stay in one place forever. I plan to continue to be nomadic. I plan to go and learn different languages and learn different, foods and different cultures and just spirituality practices and just everything. I'm just so excited to learn. I'm so excited to learn. And I'm so excited to teach you all what I have learned. I'm so excited to share my experiences with people who cannot get out and, get a chance to, go abroad and have the experiences. Um, so yeah, I don't know who needs to hear this. I don't know who, can resonate with this message. But sometimes you have to continue to live in the purpose to allow for the prosperity and the abundance and the things to work out in your favor. Right? Like, you have to trust the process. You have to stay in alignment with your soul's calling, because that is how you tap into the abundance. That's how you know that there is a God, right? That's how you know that there is universal support, right? Is because you take leaps of faith and you realize how much faith you actually have. You realize how much trust you have in yourself and in the universe and in God. I have built that trust for myself. I have built some trust in myself. I trust me, I trust me more than anything. I trust myself. But secondly, I trust God. I trust my ancestors. I trust the universe. I trust that everything is always working out for me. I trust that everything is conspiring like in favor of me. Energy is moving for me. My name is being spoken in rooms that I don't even know about right now. So that's all I got. That's all I got to share this week. If you can resonate with anything that I have said today, please be sure to leave a like, or comments. And also, please be sure to check out, my YouTube channel, which is Alchemy Soul with 2 U's in soul. And yeah, I look forward to the next time we get the chat. Peace.